doing tonight? Doing well? My name is Raisa Masket, and as you can tell from my accent, I am arrogant. But I have been living in Ireland for 4 years. I'm originally from California. Thank you for the woo. And it has been going well. Recently, actually, one of my Irish friends told me that I look like an Instagram model who sells cheese made from her own breast milk. They say happy cows come from California. But I have been here for the last 4 years, and there have been a few things that I have grown accustomed to. Like, I have given up on trying to understand what my taxes go towards. No one cares that my great-great-great-great-grandfather comes from Cork. And when an Irish person says to you, "Ah, sure, love, it'll be grand," it probably won't be grand. Honestly, the only thing that's grand is how much you've been paying in taxes. But like I said, my name is Raisa. I'm named after my grandmother on my dad's side. My dad's side is Russian Jewish. My mom's side is Irish Catholic, which means that I am fucked. And everyone's asked me, like, "Oh, Raisa, have you done 23andMe? That would be so interesting." And to be honest, I haven't done 23andMe because I've done so much work on what I think I am. I don't think I could handle a plot twist. But I am a middle child. Do we have any middle child in the audience? Woo! That's a lot of confidence for a middle child. Like, can we calm down a bit? But like, to be honest, like, I do like being a middle child because you're constantly reminded where you fall in the family. Like, I was on the phone with my mom a few weeks ago, and we were talking about her will. She's totally fine, by the way, just incredibly proactive. And when we were on the phone, she was like, "Oh, honey, it's so great. With your brother, I know I can rely on him for finances. With your sister, I know I can rely on her for medical advice. And you, honey, can make me laugh." Well, Mom, your eulogy is going to be hilarious. But it has been a good time living here, and I've had a lot of adventures and travels. Along with that, I also have been focusing a bit more on my health and wellness. And recently, I took on a flexitarian diet. Does anyone know what that means? Okay, all right. What is it? Yeah, sure, okay. Well, what it is 70% of my diet is vegetarian and 30% of my diet is meat. But upon reflection, what I've realized is that I've also been approaching men the same way I've been approaching my diet. If the meat was good, I'd have it. Sustainability 101. But I have enjoyed getting older. And one thing that I've noticed recently about getting older is that all of my friends and I are starting to work on ourselves a bit more. Anyone notice that? Yeah, we're all working on ourselves.
Oh yeah.
But what it really means is that we're just using different words to describe our habits. Like when you're younger, you're a frequent drinker. But when you're a little bit older, you're an occasional drinker. But like, what does occasional mean? Anyone know? Sometimes? Is it a dabble? Like, to be honest, if tonight goes well, I'm a stand-up comedian. If tonight doesn't go well, I occasionally dabble in stand-up comedy. Along with that too, everyone's busy. Busy. Like when we were younger, we at least admitted that we were procrastinating. But now, we have to act like we're important. And to be honest, I feel like you're not really busy. You're just honestly an asshole. But the other big thing, and this is more for my ladies out there, that we constantly face a bit, is one of life's biggest questions. And that question is, do I get Botox or not? And like for me, this is a really big one. And I thought about it a lot. I was like, should I get Botox? I don't need Botox. I'm better than Botox. Do I really need it? My friend got Botox. She looked really good. And then I got Botox. 2 days later, my grandma died. Bad time to get Botox. And when I was the funeral, my mom came up to me and she was like, "Honey, are you okay? You look a bit frozen." And I was like, "Mom, I am working on myself." But I am occasionally dating. Woo, thank you for the confidence.
Let's go!
And what I've noticed though is because I'm so mature and enlightened now is when I'm on the dating apps, I'm thinking a bit more about my own red flags than those of the guys that I'm coming across. Anyone else? I hear some laughs. Okay, so we're gonna pretend to be self-aware, just like you all know what flexitarian is too. Great. We're doing well tonight. But like, and like, to be honest, like I do have a few red flags. I'm aware. Like, I'm always late. Some people call that being rude. I prefer to call it being a time optimist. And I'm also busy. Along with that, I'm not an animal person. I know. And if any of you are not offended, you can leave, and you're gonna have to leave early anyways to go home and feed the fucking thing. Yeah, do you have to go? Yeah, you're thinking, yeah, I am. Okay, well, that's your life decision, not mine. But like, the biggest red flag that I have though, is that I have an irrational fear of choking alone. Think about it. No, seriously. Like, I've thought about it so much that I have looked up how to give myself the Heimlich maneuver multiple times. And what you're supposed to do is find a blunt surface, slam your diaphragm against it, and hope for the best. Yeah, you're welcome. And you might be thinking, like, what is this bitch on about? But I once did this set in front of a friend, and the next day, someone in her office started to choke. And she knew about the diaphragm, and so she ended up saving his life. And everyone in her office was so proud of her and calling her a hero. But honestly, for me, I was really just proud of her for making choking a group activity. But it has been a big year, a good year for my family. My little sister got married and graduated from medical school. Yeah, we're so happy for her. And my brother, he also recently got engaged. And I tell jokes. But while my sister got married this year, she's not actually the first sibling to have been married. You see, my brother was actually once married to a Hungarian woman. And no offense to you, but it was not a union I had a big appetite for. But I'm a supportive sister, and when I was there, I went to the wedding, and I went to Budapest where I learned some Hungarian terms. My favorite is that the saying, "goodbye kisses" in Hungarian is pronounced "see a pussy." I had a lot of fun with that one. Along with that, when I was there, I met some of her family members, including her father, who was an older Hungarian man with long white hair. And when he would walk up to introduce himself, he'd stick out his hand and just go, "Hello, I am father." He got some pussy. Now, the actual wedding itself was an outdoor ceremony. A shaman officiated the ceremony. The bride rode in on a white horse. And when the reception started, a majority of the wedding party, including myself, dropped acid. See, now this was all a good idea, and things were going well, until it started to rain. And I'm talking torrential downpour. But the funny thing is that when the rain hit, so did the acid. Because you see, my family members were getting stuck in the mud, no one could get out, people were manic. But the hairs on my arm were starting to move in a way that I had never seen them move before. But with my better judgment, I decided to go help, so I ran over to Father to see what to do. And I'll never forget it, because all that he did is he grabbed my arm, looked me straight in the eyes, and said the most profound words I had ever heard. "Rain is good, time is not real." which is what I tell myself every day in Dublin waiting for the bus. Now, the marriage only lasted 6 months. I know, sad. But when my brother and soon-to-be ex-sister-in-law sat me down to tell me the news, I just looked her straight in the eyes and said, "See ya, pussy." Thank you, everyone. My name is Raisa. You've been great.